Greetings and salutations, everyone. I am, as always, Darth Devious, bringing you another video review, and welcome to Combiner Wars Superion Part 1. I figure I'll do the whole wave like this, and then I'll do Superion as a separate video. So we're going to start with Silverbolt, the commander of the group. And before anybody says anything, I know we don't have all the aerial bots. Hasbro decided, in their wisdom, to not release an all Autobot wave. That's why we're using Drag Strip as a limb for Superion. It's perfectly acceptable to me. The whole thing with these Combiner Wars figures is they're set up to be Scramble City type. You can use any robot from any team with any torso, basically. And they can both be limbs and arms and legs. They can arms and legs. You know the deal. So, yeah. Enough with that. I'm going to make Superion with Drag Strip. When Air Raid is released, I'll get him, and then we'll take a quick look at him when he comes out. Until then, we'll just start with Mr. Silverbolt. And I love the Combiner Wars packaging. I said that with the little Legends class ones. You can see his cards in there. I haven't removed it. Schematics in the background. That's really nice. And it's sort of like the Age of Extinction packaging, only reversed. Instead of white, it's black. I like that. On the back here, you get a little bio. All it says is, the leader of the aerial bots forms the core of the team's combined form, Superion, a single-minded force bent only on Decepticon destruction. And you see there he is in the center. You can use all these bots to make Superion. Blah, blah, blah. Stuff on the bottom. Nice picture of Superion on the side. And yeah, get him out of here. And we'll bring in Silverbolt, who is a sort of stylized Concorde jet, you could say. He's got some aspects of an actual Concorde and some aspects of a more space plane futuristic thing. Does have molded in landing gear here and here. And I would paint these, but because this part becomes Superion's chest, this would look like black nipples on Superion. I'm not going to do that. Yeah, like every other Silverbolt, other than the Beast Wars, which was, you know, a bird dog. But every other, like, Superion that's a jet, it's basically, there's Silverbolt on the bottom. I said Superion. You know what I meant. Silverbolt, whole robot mode on the bottom of the jet, and the jet is pretty much his backpack. It is what it is. But it's not 100%, because these are actually part of his legs. So, you know. And like a real Concorde, it does that. Why? Bing! It was needed on a real Concorde for landing when because the nose stuck out so far to, you know, it needed to be sharp and elongated like this for breaking the sound barrier. When they would come in for a landing, they couldn't see the runway past the nose, so the nose would bend down so they could see the runway. That's the only reason why it was on there, and it was pretty cool of Hasbro to actually include that on this toy. He comes with this really large gun. Comes in two pieces. You know, one part's a shield and the other part's a gun for Silverbolt. But I like leaving it like that. You can plug it in under here if you wanted to, as long as the landing gear's down. And give him this obnoxiously long gun on the front of a jet. Yeah. And like all these Combiner War figures, his transformation to robot mode is fairly simple. I'm not going to do the torso mode right now. I'll do the torso mode when I do Superion. Fair enough? Fair enough. Basically, it's like, you know, here, that's what you do with the jet kibble. And everything else is just untabbing stuff. Pretty much. I mean, most Silverbolts have fairly simple transformations to begin with. The G1 was really simple. The original classics was simple. I do like how he has heel spurs, though. this foot's a little tighter than the other one. Sometimes doesn't want to come out. I mean, basically, his robot mode is done other than flipping out his head. We'll get the epic head reveal. Dun, dun, dun. Flip this out. Come on. And flip out his head. And flip it back. And there you go. I mean, like I said, these are stupidly simple to transform, but that's actually a good thing because of all the things they have to incorporate. I mean, not only does he have to be a functional robot, but he has to be a functional torso for Superion. And I think they did a good job with that. I think they put enough engineering at the price point that these figures are going for to accomplish everything they set out to do. Look at his head. And his head is very G1 cartoon accurate. It even gives him some age lines under his eyes, like Silverbolt had. Now, Silverbolt in the G1 continuity, ironically, was afraid of heights. That's why Optimus made him the leader of the aerial bots, to try and give him something else to focus on. So he's pretty cool. And he's got a lot of clicky joints just because of the torso mode. Shoulders this way too. Swivel. Soft ratchets in the elbows. Nothing at the wrist. No waist, unfortunately. But that's because all this opens up for Superion. Heavy ratchets here. Swivel. A double knee, which is nice. And then you get a little pivot in the foot. So you can get him in some nice poses. And he can hold his giant gun. Come on, stand up. He can hold his giant gun. And if you want to give him the shield, you can just plug it in on the side. And you give him the giant gun in his hand. And he's going to just toss the gun right at me. Are you that mad at me, Silverbolt? Jesus. I'm telling you. When toys start throwing stuff at you, it may be a sign that you're doing this the wrong way. His head also is on a nice little ball joint, but because of the stuff on the side, you can't really get too much side-to-side movement, but you get enough. You get enough to make him emote some. So, there you go. So yeah, these are starting to hit the stores now. I actually got Optimus and Silverbolt from Amazon.com using free shipping. So they were pretty much the same price they were in the stores. All I did was save myself the gas money of going to an actual store. As for the rest of the limb bots for Superion, I'll explain where I got those from in those videos. Till then, stay tuned. We're going to hit the next part of Superion. Before that, you can see here's the 6th aerial bot, Powerglide. Yes, I will show off his gun mode with Superion when we get to that video. Alright. So there you go. There's Silverbolt. That's part 1 of Superion. Stay tuned for the other 5 parts. Till then, be good. He's got a giant gun here. He may be afraid of heights, but he's not afraid to use that. One more size comparison. Jetfire. I want you to keep this in mind for when Superion is built. Leader Jetfire is in a good scale with these guys. Just remember that. Alright. Later.